She's windy today. Bloody rain, showers on and off, heavy showers. So today we're going to start our garage project, and what that is, well, I sort of made a start 5 minutes ago, is a slasher for the excavator. There's a rough outline. What we've got there is the hitch, so that'll go into the excavator. Got a gearbox, ratio 1 to 193, and 160cc hydraulic motor, which will be run obviously off the excavator. Had to do a fair bit of homework, so I need to actually make the hitch. The basics of it there. That's what these collars are for the pins. Now the pin is a 4140 pin. You can't weld this stuff because the weld will basically just crack. You can weld it, but you've got to have an oxyacetylene set, and I don't have that. And basically you've got to weld it and then get it red hot and then let it cool naturally. And I don't have that gear, so I just opt for the for welding these collars onto the plate. These are the plates. These are 10mm. So I weld these. Obviously drill a hole, weld those, and put the pins in. So actually, if I could put them on the inside, but no, it's not status quo. So, so we've got some pipe. Those will be the skids. I've got a gearbox here, which is an old 40 horsepower Coma gearbox, which I've rebuilt. And bearings were really actually quite good in it. Putting your seals in it. Obviously scraped the back, repainted all the shit paint off it, and repainted it. And yeah, so she's looking pretty flash. And that's good, there's no leaks on that, so yeah, that's quite good. And I'll be using just a double flail setup. This is what came off it. I'll need to clean this up and obviously weld some flails onto here, or some extensions onto here, and then the flails. So it'll end up being about sort of 900, 950, somewhere in there. 3 feet for the other people. So yeah, so the body itself is just basically going to be this 40mm channel, and the idea is we need to make it as strong as we can, but as light as we can, because with the excavator I need to be full boom out on the side. So I need to basically have no tip issues. So yeah, so alright, I'll sort of pick you up on the way through, I guess, and we'll get some welding done, get some chopping done, and see what we can make. Alright, now let's turn this down. This is quite cool. I just got an old car stereo out of China and chucked it in the wall, or I've got a couple of speakers up there. Cranks up pretty well, it's quite good. And I just actually hook it to Bluetooth on my phone and just play Spotify all day. Anyway, so that's us there. The idea with this bar, I'll just move it back. Ouch, that's hot. The idea with this bar is that it's actually a push bar. So I'll be able to effectively push over trees. Now the other idea, I don't know, I'll redraw it a little bit. Okay, so that there is actually the blade circumference, the end of the blade. So that if I come up to a tree, I can basically chop through the tree and then just shove it over, and then deal to the bitch. So yeah, so that's that there. So that's the main frame. I'll be putting some sheet inside that, and I'll basically just tack it along the front. Still need to build the skids. So yeah, we'll keep moving on that. All right. together. So, because obviously that pipe there is going on here as a skid. So, do I weld the pipe under here, possibly with some wedges, or do I put the pipe straight in here and then I can weld it directly there and there? I'm kind of thinking that's a better idea. It will, I mean, I'll actually flip those around like this way, make life a bit easier. Okay. Yeah, it's a curly one, because if I'm going that way, then I'm going to think of my blade height, which is going to be 200, roughly 180, which is just on that. I shouldn't be hitting that, but I'm going to be close to that. So, I mean, either way, it's going to be there, isn't it? So, but I think I would rather it hit on a flat surface. If it's going to hit, I'd rather it hit on a flat surface than a non-flat surface. Or I could go that way and then it might shear up and down if it goes that far. But, well, the other case is just shorten the blade up, isn't it? So, there's no plans on this. I'm just, you know, making it up as I go along. Yeah. Cool. Alright, well, we'll make these skids anyway and then we'll figure the rest out. so we had a bit of a video glitch there. I've had some corrupted files, so I'm not sure what is going on. Anyway, we're moving along. I've made the hitch, and I've got another one of these collars yet to come for here. So I've welded all this on using 3.2 stick, or sorry, 3.5 stick. Normally, no, 3.2 stick. I normally use a 2.5, so it's a heavier stick. Really sort of gets in there. That's quite a nice flat weld, and yeah, done pretty nice job on that. So that hitch will sit up here on there and be the up and down for that. I've cut the panel steel. That's 2 mil. Bit more weight in it than I thought, because the weight is starting to grow, obviously. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. The excavator will happily lift, you know, 80 to 100 kilos, no drama at all. So, I mean, the main bucket that I use all the time, that's about probably close to about that, 70, 80 kilos, I guess. Anyway, and you know, I can full boom out on that, no problem, on the side without tipping. So anyway, this obviously will get tacked up underneath here. So this is the top surface. I'll have a rail and another rail. I've got the sides to go in here as well. I'm learning to plasma cut because my new welder turned up. Pretty happy with it. There was a plug off inside, so I had to find that and put that back on, and for some reason we're all in German, which pisses me off, but you know, I mean, you figure out what the knobs are, so it happens. Anyway, so that's where we're at. I've just got to do some more welding on that collar, and we'll get that done, and then we're being Saturday, I won't have that collar till a couple of days, but I've also got plenty here to carry on with. So yeah, alright, let's go ahead and get that sorted. I never said it'd be pretty, but it ain't gonna break. So, alright, well, lunchtime, I'll be Geez, that was actually my first time sort of using a plasma cutter. Not too bad. It'll do. You don't see it. So anyway, so there's the hitch. God, that's a heavy bitch. Kind of wants to be. Yeah, that weld. That's not too bad. Considering I only taught myself to weld about 3 months ago. Don't look at the other ones. Well, it's another day, and I've decided to do a bit of a design change. I'm going to remove these skids. I keep sort of saying it, and I keep going back to I'm conscious of weight, and I am. I mean, if I take these off and just put straight flat bar on, I'm legitimately saving myself about 10 kilos. So yeah, that's going to be the case of doing that. So I went out this morning and bought some more flat bar. So we'll get that squared away, and yeah, we'll get going on that. Alrighty. And it's a shitload lighter. Those at least 8 to 10 kilos each. So there was another 20 kilos on that. I mean, before I would struggle to pick that up, and now not a drama. So no, I'm happy with that. That was actually worth the effort. So yeah, I've got some more welding to do, and welding on this side, and weld the skids. And yeah, it's just keep working on. I need some of that angle iron that's actually on that strut to go on the underneath of the thing sideways, and that'll give me a lot of strength for that long run. But certainly not having another 8 kilos hanging out on the end is definitely made a massive difference. I mean, that's light enough. Even with another 20 kilos on it, it's still going to be hard to move around by myself, on and off trailer, etc. But yeah, that's why you got a machine, isn't it? So, alright. Okay, cool. So we'll keep going and see how we feel. Alright, so we're at the point of sort of waiting for the hydraulic motor to arrive. I'm going to clean all this up and do some grinding, do some wire brushing. All the major welding's done on it, and then I'll give it a quick coat of paint where I can, just to cut down painting time later on. But for now, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. The weight is good, even with the gearbox going on later on. So, alright, so let's go. So black underneath and on the top, red, mainly because it goes faster.